my Infinium stream team. Go give this good sir a follow, honestly. How are things with you, my friend? I hope you are doing well. It's great to see you. Thank you so much for popping in. It was lovely to speak to you guys last night, honestly. And I hope to see you guys more often. I'll try and pop by your streams for sure. But I hope all is well with you first thing. Is it morning for you as well? Or is it afternoon? Or what time zone is it for you? All good. How are you, man? I'm doing fantastic. Apart from being a little bit upset with the onions. But yeah, no, I've cooking these onions off and there's no ventilation really apart from a window over there. And yeah, it kind of got to my eyes, so I'm a little bit upset. I'm a little cry to myself. But no, I'm really good, thank you, my friend. What we're making today, we're making some healthier ribs. So we've got the pork ribs in the oven. We've done a rib rub this morning with celery, mustard, cumin, smoked paprika, cayenne pepper, black pepper, Cholula sauce, rosemary, thyme, garlic. Got that all rubbed up. That's in the oven, foiled over. That's been in the oven from 160 Celsius to 312 Fahrenheit. That's been cooking down in the oven. We've got a healthier barbecue sauce on the go with some tomatoes, some onions, some garlic, a little bit of honey, a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. What else? We've got rosemary, thyme. We also got some spices in there: paprika, cumin, celery, salt, cayenne pepper, more Dijon mustard as well. Black pepper, so, you know, got some fantastic flavours in there, and that's cooking down. I'm going to get that blended up shortly, but I'm going to add a little bit of water to this because I don't want it going too dry. I just really want this to all kind of, you know, break down a little bit more. So I'm going to add some water to it first, and then I'm going to let that kind of cook down again until it's nice and thick, and then I'm going to blend it. So as soon as this liquid is done, then I'm going to blend it. We're making a coleslaw to go with it as well. With instead of mayonnaise, we're having yogurt, and we're going to also have chive yogurt to go with it for a dip, and we've got some spicy new potatoes as well, which we're going to put on very shortly to cook. I'm going to roast them off with some beautiful spices to go with the pork ribs as well. So yeah, some very delicious food. So this is community weekend, so this is the barbecue pork ribs which my community asked me to do, so we're doing this today. There is a straw poll up as well in chat, which will be popped in shortly. If you haven't voted for next weekend's ideas, please do so. I hope you can get your votes in, guys. So, sounds fantastic. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Appreciate it, Cal. Thank you, dude. But yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. And thank you so much for everyone who's popped in or been or is in here right now watching. So, thank you so much, guys. Ah, there it is. That's what I was looking for. That little cheeky mandolin. I'm not talking about the musical one. Oh no. Unfortunately, I don't play an instrument, but I do play the slice the finger game. Or try to slice and avoid the finger game. So yeah, very sharp, these pieces of equipment, so be very careful with them. Please take your time. And that little blue guard I put away, I want you guys to use it, not me. So make sure you guys use it. I've got a bit of an issue here, unless it's in here. I've got a feeling it's not. Is the question, is that blade in here or not? Oh, it is in there. Thank God for that. I was going to say, I might have lost one of the blades, but I'm not. It is actually in here. So, it's for the carrot to push through. So... Ribs, when they are juicy and tender, certainly are, and then we're going to pour that beautiful barbecue sauce that we've got made, which will be blended down time it comes out, all over those barbecue of those all over those pork ribs. Sorry, and we'll get them back in the oven to kind of caramelize up. So I'm looking forward to that. Right, so what I need to do is just take off, well, not take off, more like unwind the bolts in here. So put the blade in there and tie this back up so it's nice and tight. So what will happen when that goes through the blade, it will come out into little strands. So you've got little different attachments, so this one will come out in nice little strands, hopefully. So they don't look like strands, but then suddenly, look at that, marvelous. So yeah, they come out absolutely beautiful, so we can put them straight in. So it comes out a lot more finer rather than a grater, and it looks a lot more presentable. It's just a lot more nice. I prefer using it rather than a grater. But if you got a grater, that is fine. You can still do this and just use a grater instead, and rather than a Japanese mandolin. It's entirely up to you guys. So watch your cheeky fingers. Yeah, if you don't give them a slice. Magic. So let's put these in here. So if you start struggling, just turn it again. Now you should initially use the palm of your hand if you are not going to use the guide, but I really do recommend you guys use the guide if you haven't used it before, because it is a very, very dangerous piece of equipment and it's very, very sharp. So I know I'm not doing this very safely, but I've been using it for years. I'm very confident of using it. Regardless if I cut myself on it washing up. I mean, that's washing up. But that's what happens when you break a chef. So what kind of food would you say you specialise in? I guess I'm a bit of an all-round kind of chef. I love specialising in any kind of food, really. I suppose more now is more healthier food more than anything. I'm thinking of new ideas, new recipes, new things, and alternative like kind of cooking for you guys to kind of try and, you know, have a go at. So yeah, I suppose compared to like a couple of years ago, I would have said maybe probably I'm an all-round chef, but still an all-round chef. But I guess I've kind of increased my repertoire and gone into more healthier kind of foods and healthier eating more than anything. So yeah, I guess it's more healthier eating more than anything, because that's what my stream is all about pretty much. So be careful, guys. Watch your fingers on the mandolin. Honestly, you do not want to slice your fingers. What have you been up to anyway, Just Draw Cats? What have you been up to apart from sleeping, I'm guessing? How was your... Is it morning for you over there? How's your morning going? Or evening? So that last little bit, I don't think we're going to get the rest of that kind of done. It's not really worth risking trying to push it through and then like kind of cutting your hands, but I'm going to get as much as I can out of it, and then that last little bit I'll just probably ditch. So it's only a little bit, but it's not worth it. So there we go. What kind of tools would you say is absolutely essential in the kitchen apart from standard knife and such? I guess it's just having your standard chopping boards, obviously your knives as you said, you know, having a standard peeler, you know, your little basic things like a grater. Obviously you don't have to have a mandolin, so you know, whichever it kind of is for you. So it's afternoon for 15 minutes. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, of course you're an hour ahead of me. I forgot. See, I forget things whenever you like say things to me, and then I'm just like the next day I'm just like, my brain is like a sieve. People say things to me half the time, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I already asked this yesterday. So, but yeah, I hope you're having a fantastic afternoon, and I hope you had a fantastic morning this morning. But yeah, I guess it's just knives, chopping boards, graters, peelers. What else is there? I guess. Make sure you have some decent tea towels ready for washing. A decent oven cloth as well for when you're taking stuff out of the oven. Just basic kind of generalized equipment. You don't need anything so elaborate. Maybe not quite like a Japanese mandolin. Handy to have, but if you don't have it, it's not essential. So, you know, it's nice to have, but it's not essential. What else we got in the drawer? I'm trying to think of other things. I think that's really much it. I can't really think of anything unless you guys can think of, I guess, like stuff like wooden spoons, utensils, you know, your pots and pans. I have non-stick and stainless steel. I mean, you can just have stainless steel if you really wanted to. It's entirely up to you. How small you've already gotten it is impressive. No, I really appreciate it, Moogie. Benny? What spices would you recommend getting? I have getting into cooking more, but I always revert back to basic stuffs. Kind of spices and stuff. I mean, you don't want to see my spice. I got like one box there. I've got a drawer full in there. I've got a second drawer full up there. So essential spices, I would say everything. But no, I'd say for basic ones, I guess, you know, you have your standard garlic. It's not really spices as such, but it's more of a commodity. I usually use daily onions. And then for like dry powders and stuff, I suppose if you're trying to save money, instead of using fresh herbs, get your dry herbs. So from like thyme, rosemary, even parsley, you could probably get chives, you know, anything dry, oregano, you know, stock up on them because they will last a long time more than fresh herbs. Whereas fresh herbs, you get more of a fresher flavor, more predominant flavor from it. But I would say definitely for that. And so spices and such, I'd say like paprika, smoked paprika possibly. Maybe some cumin I use quite now and again, or coriander. It all depends on what the dish you're doing, really, more than anything. It's just kind of building up. Instead of going out in the shops and just right, let's buy all these spices. Go every week, and whenever you're doing the dish, it's like, oh, this says I need paprika and cumin. And go out that week, buy the paprika and cumin. You probably won't notice the difference in your shopping. If you go out and buy all the spices in one blow, it'll be a little bit pricey, but at least you've got them. If you do them little by little each week, you won't notice the dent in your money. And second of all, you'll have them for a good amount of time. They do last quite a considerable amount of time. So yeah, there's a good range and wide range of different spices to get. It's just building up your spice rack. And yeah, I have to top them up very now and again, but it's not actually, I think I top them up like probably once here and there, and it's probably like once every 2-3 months. I don't go through that huge a deal. I use very small amounts, so you don't need to have like huge amounts into your dishes. Do you know what I mean? So it's not too bad. I guess if you're making really spicy dishes every day, then maybe you'll go through them a little bit quicker. So if you're making curries and things, then yeah, you probably will. But other than that, no, I don't think you should really go through them that quickly. But yeah, it's also trying to make advantage of your fresh herbs as well, or fresh stuff like, you know, garlic as well. I also use like celery salt and you know, cayenne. I've got like chilies, I've got chili powder, chili flakes. So you know, I've got quite a good substantial amount of things in here. And even for like desserts and things, I guess I use quite a bit of cinnamon. Cinnamon's a great thing as well. Also having for breakfast. So putting cinnamon in your like oats or porridge, or you know, really does help enhance the flavor a lot more for you in the mornings. Maybe a little bit of vanilla. Vanilla can be very expensive, so I use extract. It does have a small amount of sugar in there, but it's not like ridiculous amounts, as long as you don't go pouring the whole bottle in there. Do you know what I mean? So you know, you just use it within balance and moderation more than anything. You'll buy spices little by little, and then the kitchen will be overrun with spices eventually. Yeah, that's it. It's just building up your kind of, I wouldn't say repertoire, but your spice cupboard, so to speak. So yeah, it's kind of building that up. So let's get some salt under the old monitor. That's the only thing. I know I put my monitor in front of here, but I put it on top of the salt box, and I thought, was that really a good idea? But it's actually not too bad, because I can actually bend the lid and get the salt no problem. So it's okay. It's not that much of a hassle for me. Right, so we salted the coleslaw, giving us a bit of a mix. Sorry guys, my nose is really playing up today. I think it's the onions more than anything. I don't know what they do to me. Right, so let's give this a mix. So what we're going to do, we're going to leave this, right, for about, we've done about 2 pinches of salt, natural sea salt I'll put in there. We'll leave that for 15 minutes, and what's going to happen, the salt is going to basically penetrate those vegetables, and it's going to pull out the excess moisture. And what we're going to do, we're going to drain it off with a little bit of J cloth, maybe a little